Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
Are we ready?
I think we're ready.
I think it's time.
Which one's my camera? You moved him around. It threw me off.
Wow.
Welcome to the show.
Hello, everybody.
Yummy. We have
Nice.
with us Mr. Ali.
Mr. Ali.
Instagram knows him as Black Book Ali,
Okay.
and he's been around a little
Yeah.
here and there.
That's what I've been told.
He knows a little bit about food.
Just a touch.
He was on Grocery
Oh,
Games.
Grocery Games.
Actually, he was the winner of season 3 of Grocery Games, Guy Fieri's Grocery Games.
I mean, I would have taken the cash prize.
Yeah.
That's a pretty sweet cash prize.
So, but no, seriously, he is. He's been on Cheap Eats and different food networks and Cooking Channel and
Yep.
it's all kind. So just spit your resume.
You want the whole thing?
I need people to know what Austin has.
Okay.
So I want you to spit it,
All right, here we go.
and it must rhyme because I said spit it.
That's
Don't rhyme.
yeah. It's not, we're not going to do that.
You'll be good.
We're not going
You'll
to
be
do
good.
that.
Yeah.
I've had moments where it's like
we already
rap.
had the rappers on. We didn't
Yeah,
make
no,
them.
no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
no,
that's
yeah,
guy
we're
on
gonna-
it.
really
We're
messed
like,
up.
Let's make the
rhyme.
chef
That's
rhyme.
horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, horrible. And just to clarify, I get this a lot. People are like, "Are you a chef?" I'm like, "Nah, I
Right.
just eat really, really well."
Yeah.
I always tell people
taking it seriously for a long time.
exactly. I always tell people I'm like I have about 42 years experience of eating now.
Yeah, we're the
There
same
you
age.
go.
How about
There you go.
that?
Look
42
at
years
that.
of
There you
experience.
go. Yeah, I'm a grown man. I'm a grown man. You know, it's funny. I
like
think
41
part of
years.
my big allure was I've been like this, since I've been a child.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when I
You've
was
been a
6
grown
years
man
old.
since you were
You know
a
when
child?
people are like, look, I can tell you, yeah, I've been the host of Cheap Eats. We've done 5 seasons of Cheap Eats, hosted Spring Baking Championship. I've been a judge on Chopped, and probably the most important thing about being on a podcast like this is I've been on a show called Best Thing Ever Ate. We featured a number of restaurants in
yeah.
Austin on Best Thing Ever
Yeah,
Ate.
yeah. I've seen that show.
You know,
Yeah, it's fun.
It's
That's a fun
pretty
show.
great.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. When I was 6 years old, I never ordered off a kid's menu. I ordered off the grown-ups menu.
Yeah.
And, kind of famously, there's an Italian restaurant. I grew up in St. Louis, and all the fine dining restaurants back in the day was like white tablecloth. And there's this restaurant I went to when I was 6 years old. They had the china and everything. They give you this really nice menu and all this stuff. And then they give you complimentary bread.
Oh yeah.
And I ate all the bread in front of me. Came with the chilled butter, whatever. Cut to like 20 years later. And the guy who owns a restaurant is like, I remember you came in here.
That's so fun.
You ate all the bread. And the waiter was like, hey, what do I do? And he goes, give the kid more bread. That's who I am.
Right.
I am the 6-year-old who downed the complimentary bread at the high-end restaurant with the chilled butter, and I never looked back.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
Great.
That's pretty
great.
much
And it
it.
just gave you a taste, and from there you just couldn't get enough.
Pretty much.
So you've been on. You were host of Cheap Eats.
Mm-hmm.
You were host of which season baking show?
For season 4. So that aired last year.
So for everybody out there is going like, do I know that guy? Yes, you know this guy.
Yeah.
You know him.
Yeah.
You know him, and that's the awesome thing about Austin. So here's one of the questions I just first and foremost, because I've heard you mention this now as I've been kind of acquainting myself with you through social media.
Yeah.
I jumped on your live stream the other day and pay attention to your feed more and more, and it's kind of a good thing to try to get to know people before they come on your show a little bit.
Makes a lot of
Or
sense.
whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
not or not.
just-
What was your name again? And what do you do?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
totally.
Who are
right.
you?
Put the headphones on, mister.
Yeah, sir.
Hey,
Yeah.
bud.
What show is this again?
You lived in L.A.
Yeah, 20 years.
and you moved to Austin how long ago now?
4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Which is crazy.
So the question is, why Austin?
Austin, I think there was just magic was happening. So a couple things happened that led to the move. I was living in a loft in downtown LA, and I had a kid. And my wife's like, what are we going to do about school? So she got a job at a private school here in Austin,
Okay.
which was a huge opportunity. And if you know anyone who lives in LA and New York, you know what the hustle is when you have a kid. It's insane.
Yep.
It's insane. Also, Austin had been on my radar for a while. So I lived in LA for 20 years, but I moved to LA, right? And for someone like yourself, when I moved to LA, I never said, here I am, I'm going to spend the rest of my life here. I'm a guy who likes to get around, travel, soak stuff up. And after 20 years, you start to wonder, and I know this with people who live in New York, after a while, they're like, is this it? Do I always have to be here? Because it gets so expensive. And you go, is there anything else that's cool that's out there?
Right.
So I had a lot of friends in the Bay Area and, the Portland, Oregon, right? So Austin was kind of like there. You heard about it. Like, oh, this is like a cool place.
Right.
There's actually cool places besides LA and New York. So Austin was on the radar.
By the way, is the premise of our show.
Yeah, I would say 50% of our guests say that.
And the thing is, this place has a brand name and a draw. But I'll tell you, so basically, my wife got a job. That was a big factor. We chose. Austin was on the table because we heard it was a cool place to be at. Right. And a big thing was, Cheap Eats was a big turning point for me. And when I got that show, I found myself after 20 years, because of the contracts that I had to sign and stuff like that. All of a sudden, I was like, I don't have to live in LA anymore. Network's in New York. Production company happened to be in DC. I literally was like, wow, I don't have to be in LA anymore. Right. Now, we thought about doing the pilot in Austin. It was either going to be Austin and New Orleans. Ended up being Minneapolis because of the time of year we ended up shooting. But Austin was just on there. Like, I heard about it. Something was drawing me. And it was kind of crazy. Like, we visited in May of 2015. I was like, am I really going to leave LA? We ate a big platter of barbecue at La Barbecue. It was the first time I ever had Central Texas barbecue at La Barbecue, right? Talking about doing it right.
Right.
And literally, we grabbed 2 Lone Stars. It's the last time I ever drank Lone Star. Cheersed it and said, let's move to Austin, Texas.
There you go.
So sometimes life's just like, hey, have an adventure. And I'd also add to this, a big thing about Cheap Eats, and this just kind of fits what Food Network Cooking Channel likes to do, is you want to get out of just the same old places, like the LAs and New Yorks and stuff like that. And when it comes to food, look, man, the food scene has come up all over the country. All over the country. Like, people are expecting to eat better all over the place. Right. Yeah. And that, I'll tell you, like, when I go to places like Birmingham, Alabama, you know what I mean? I went to like Chattanooga, Tennessee. People out there are like, oh yeah, Austin's like kind of like what we're trying to do and be too. So this identity, this brand or whatever is very much out there for these smaller, mid-sized cities. And they aspire to be this way.
My fiance is from Richmond, and they do the
RVA,
same thing there.
bro. Boom.
Yeah,
been there.
And it's like it's kind of like Austin but smaller.
Yeah.
And you hear like that's people's brand now, and I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you've been here 4 years now.
4 years.
4 years.
I want to ask what I always ask a couple of people, like, how much? So you travel a lot, but you obviously get to eat here as well.
Yep.
Let's find 3 pocket places. And pocket places are those places that you frequent. They're yours.
Oh, the spots?
They're your
The
go-to.
spots.
My spot.
Yeah,
Let's
I
hear
call
about
them.
the spots.
We call them
The
pocket
go-tos.
places here.
Yeah, I like the spots.
It's like whenever you're like, I don't know, and then if anybody says blah blah blah, you go, oh, well, of course I would go there.
It almost becomes like, I got to stop going here.
When they walk in and they're like, did you want your regular? Or?
I am the norm, norm of cheers.
Exactly.
100%. I go there too much. It's just a go-to Sour Duck Market. Okay. Sour Duck Market, which is part of the Odd Duck Squad. We featured it on Best Thing I Ever Ate. Look, it's insanely affordable. You can do whatever you want there. I went there and watched Game 7 of the Stanley Cup.
Oh, yeah.
I've gone there for like a breakfast meeting. Like, and everything that could happen in between.
Right.
It's a pretty flexible spot.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Sour Duck Market's big. So I've been kind of on a pizza kick lately, right?
Oh, he's trying.
Bit of a pizza.
I told him we had the pizza episode.
Yeah.
So
let's hear about it. Let's hear about it.
The Neapolitan pie at Bufalina is insanely good.
There we go. And that wasn't on the
not
one
on
that you
the
mentioned.
pizza episode.
Insanely good.
That's my fault.
Is
a
it?
pizza that is just beyond. Look, there's different kinds of pie, right? And I mean, you talk to someone from Chicago who likes deep dish. It's almost like a different species of pizza compared to like an NYC
It's like,
slice.
what's your favorite dog? And then saying, well, the Chihuahua's not a dog. The German Shepherd's a dog.
Right.
They're all dogs, but they're
all-
so
right.
different.
They're
I like
completely
that.
different.
I like that. We're equating pizza and dogs.
Yeah, it's
You
like
know?
We're in
Austin.
Austin.
There's nothing
and
more
we're in
Austin than that.
Yeah, it is pretty Austin. Are you dog friendly? Are you pizza friendly? Yeah, totally. Very, very pizza friendly.
Can I love pizza on the back porch here.
I really love that restaurant because it's a really nice place. I like to go there for lunch, bring the kid. I have a 7-year-old. I'll drink Lambrusco. I think Lambrusco's gross. For some reason, I like it at Bufalina. And in general, like, I've just never had, to me, it's like having their pizza is like having really good handmade pasta, especially like the first 10 times. You're like, this ain't spaghetti and meatballs.
Right.
It is not a pizza you have at 2 a.m.
Okay.
You know?
No.
There's 2 a.m. And that's a great thing.
Oh, for sure.
It's great.
And
You know
I'm
what?
going to be honest. I haven't been to. I always
Really?
said Buffalina, but I guess is it Bufalina?
You know, I'm kind of infamous
Is that
for
just your
saying things
own?
wrong. Yeah,
I thought that was your. I thought you went up to the chef and it was like, "Is it Bufalina?"
I don't.
He goes there all the
kinda
time and has
don't
no
care.
idea how to say it.
I don't
Okay.
It's like
care.
as bad as me.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, like,
Okay,
it's just.
it's
special.
like Buffalo, but Alina on the
Yeah. Like Bufala. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who really knows?
Bufalina.
Bufala.
Right.
Hey, you want to go to the Bufala? You said it wrong. Get out.
Yeah.
And they get crazy packed. They have a crazy happy hour, stuff like that
and
too.
they're on my list, but I don't know. I'm sure you're like me. You just have this list, and it's a never-ending list.
And then you
they're
you
always
ask the
getting
perfect
added to
question.
it.
You always go to the same dumb place over.
Right.
Gotta have it.
Exactly. Number 3.
Trill Taqueria.
I've
Trill
heard you mention this
Taqueria.
place.
Yeah.
And they're newer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
So
pretty new. He's probably been around a year.
Yeah.
Now, what I love about it is, like, so I've done food tours in Austin, and I brought people to Trill, and I tell people straight away, just so you know, some people are gonna hate this place.
And by done, he means he's hosted food tours,
Yeah.
not been on food tours.
Yeah.
Right,
Very
right,
true,
right,
very true. I run the food tour. So Trill Taqueria is really fascinating. Nick Bellany, who's the chef there, it's a chef. He's a one-man band. He grinds his own masa. He makes his own tortilla. Wow. It's as authentic as one would
Oh,
assume
I
it
love
gets.
any place
Yeah.
once you tell me that, I'm
Yeah.
But this
We're
is the
going.
thing. What goes inside ain't exactly what you expect from a taco. And that's what throws people.
right. So
Okay.
so give me 2 tacos that I'm going to eat there that, like, I'm going to look at it and go, oh, but because you told me to eat it, I'm going to try it and I'm going to
Well,
love
this
it.
is the best part. He used to be a chef at Eden's East. And
heard of
if,
it, yeah,
I've
yeah.
never been there.
Right.
I do know on Yelp it has $4 signs, which is probably why I've never gone, right?
Yeah.
This guy, he gets everything from the farm, and his stuff's constantly changing.
Okay.
Like, if you think Odd Duck, it's like the Odd Duck phenomenon.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah, the burger's really great. You go there, it's different.
Yeah.
They changed it.
Right.
Like, sometimes it's like, oh, yeah, the grapefruit's out of season. What does a grapefruit have to do with the burger? It doesn't really matter. They're just that, like, finicky and whatever. But Trill's very much the same way, but I would say this to you. Absolutely get a meat and a vegetable. And what my thing about fine dining, which is really farm to table, that's what fine dining's really become now
Right.
in this day and age, is, you know, you really want to go and experience what it is to have really, really fresh produce prepared in a way that you're probably not doing unless you're a vegetarian. Because if you're like me, you're like, oh, the steak's perfect. Oh, let me go whip up some spinach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You treat vegetables as a side dish. But the beauty of going to a high caliber chef is they know how to really make carrots the star of your plate. And he does that with his tacos, and it's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So get the vegetable, get a meat. The meat is just there to go, okay, I tried the meat. Then you try the vegetable one, and you're like, God damn. You know, like
Yeah.
it's pretty radical.
Okay.
It's
I
different.
heard you. I was watching your live the other day, and you mentioned somebody that has Shiva, so goat tacos.
Oh, yeah.
Where's that goat taco at?
I was at the spot that it's down the street from me, La Fruta Feliz.
Okay.
La Fruta Feliz. So if you've ever been to Batch,
love Batch.
it's basically airport in Manor. So when I left LA, I'm an old school guy, right? A lot of people are like, oh, you know, how'd you like get into food and all that stuff? How do you like know about this stuff? And I was like, well, the internet. And like, jumped on stuff that like was almost pre-Yelp. So there was a
Right.
site called Chowhound. It's still around. It's not quite the same. So imagine a Reddit, but just food.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Okay. So I used to be on that thing, hammering away at it, like going, "Hey, you suck! You should go eat here. I hate you." You know, and it's
That
just
sounds like Reddit.
well, that's it. I mean, that's
that
what
sounds
Reddit
like Reddit.
is.
That's it.
What
That's
is
it.
Reddit? You know
Yeah,
what I mean? It's just
toxic.
like, I hate your face. You know what I mean? Like, well, okay, sorry,
Here's some
don't.
information. Now let me hate you for just knowing a fact.
You guys like, where do I get a light bulb? Over here, dummy. You know, like, oh God, people are so cruel. So, anyways, I went on Chowhound and I said, hey, I'm coming to Austin from LA, and I listed like just my heartstring foods.
Right.
Where should I go? And this one guy's like, go to La Fruta Feliz, get the Go Taco, close your eyes, and just tell me you're not in heaven. And he's totally right.
Okay. Wow.
It is
I love doing this. Can I just stop for a moment and say how much I love doing what I do?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, not making any money at it.
No.
But
No.
Yeah.
just being like,
Wait, I'm not getting paid?
no.
You didn't know that?
Buddy,
He takes
you
his
got
head
one of
off.
the free happy hour drinks on the way down.
That's
Did you
true.
not?
That's-
I got a water. It's a Monday.
Cause you won't tame us. This is how we hold in Austin. We won't never change